Let's go. Can we get the mic to him?
I might need a mic for this.
Get up. Get these mics.
I just want to say this. We probably wouldn't have any of these questions to debate if like who we deal with wasn't so hung up on like what we can get out of them.
What does that mean?
God damn, Todd.
Enlighten us.
So, for example, right, we're trying to like identify like whether it's masculine or not for people to explore sexuality, right? Or what's feminine energy. Truth be told, none of us in here have touched upon what masculine and feminine energy actually is and what it represents. Oh, because I talk about this all the time, miss. But, all right, so for example, Jesus.
Okay. This dude walked into an argument right here.
Yo, so I'm gonna take a brief break and hand it to my man's over here.
Let's go, bro. Kyrie, let's go.
As a bisexual man, there's a part of you that you will just never experience. Like if you've been in that fat, it's like, and you didn't like it, like there's something in your mental that's just not clicking. It's like having a calcified pineal gland. It's like smoking cigarettes, and then you go to weed, and it's like, yo, this is something different. You feel me? So I feel like if you really want to tap into that masculine or feminine energy, you either gonna go left or you're gonna go right. You know what I'm saying? So that's just up to you. I'm saying love who you love, but I'm just saying if there's this part of you that you want to explore, do it. Yeah, there ain't nothing to it but to do it. Like, yeah.
We're about to. Okay. Yo,
Let's switch gears.
Actually, it's off, and then we're about to change gears.
Take a U-turn real quick. Think we've been down this road long enough.
Next question.
I don't have much of an answer.
We got some friends in the South over here.
The South?
I don't have much of an answer. I just wanted to point out a funny double standard. If a woman tells a man that she's bi, that's a plus. Word. We can get it in. But if a dude tells a girl that he's bi, it's a whole conversation. That's interesting. Who said no?
Yo, V, take the mic. V, take the mic, bro. Tell me why not?
Ain't no to fuck yes, but to cuff no. That's not a plus.
What?
That's mad people. Bro, I gotta fight Tom, Jerry.
What kind of ice cream do you like? Vanilla?
like that's not. I can't beat 20 people up. You feel me? I can't do that. I'ma lose. I'ma lose. I gotta fight the whole world. I can't do that. My hands is only so much. That's not a plus.
Nah, not for nothing, but there's plenty of brothers who lost their girl to another girl. A lot of brothers don't think that's cute. And let me tell you something. Even in like threesomes, lots of brothers lost their girl to the other girl. So don't get it twisted.
Hey, no,
Shorty can steal your girl.
You're helping my case.
I know. That's what I'm saying. He probably know what's up. Yeah, I'm right. I'm like, he probably knows something.
Here's what I'm saying. If I lose to a girl, I'm sick. like I'm sick. This engine runs around.
So I was just gonna add, I feel like social media definitely had a part in all of this. I feel like before men wanted to really step out of their masculinity, they didn't really see that other side until social media portrayed it, you know? So I feel like a lot of those narratives are being pushed right now by social media. It's all algorithm. And you're seeing these things, they're being put in front of you since a kid, and now you want to step out of it because you see the other side now. But in reality, it was seeds that were sowed since you was little, in a sense. Just like an era switch, you know?
What seeds was sown when you was
I'm
little?
saying like in movies, like Disney, there's like little cartoon scenes, what they put in there, like, you know, all those shows, Ben and Jerry that we was talking about, like, you know? It's little things they say, little things they put in front of you. Just to, you know?
Yeah, for example, I went to take my daughter to go see Toy Story, and they had the spoon. I don't know if y'all know about the fork dude. Now during the movie, I'm like, come on, man. Like I had to eventually figure out and depict it like who they was trying to actually start to star in the movie. Like it wasn't even about the kids anymore. It was about a fork being mad soft and emotional, and like I'm like, what are we getting out of this? We're getting now, this is not even identified as a girl, it's like identified as like a non-binary dude. Now you don't really know what this attention is on. It's like I thought it was about kids playing and stuff like that. I lived in Seattle for a year, 2017. I don't know if y'all know anything about Seattle. Seattle is, besides the best weed, they have probably one of the biggest gay LGBT community ever, right? And out there, they push that agenda. I'm telling you, I lived out there for a year, like forcing people to get gender X licenses and forcing people to have to take in a certain culture that everybody hasn't been able to embrace, like trans ops, transsexuals, free ops, and all that. They will all be in a group. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like 6, 7 different types. That influence, like when they go around, that's an influence. Just like if you see 5, 6 black people walking around and they walk around a white neighborhood, that's an influence. If you see Asians and they go around, it's an influence. So they've been pushing this agenda of just large groups of different type of sexualities, and it's like, why? Why are you trying to divert everything? Why can't you just respect that this man wants to be this and that? Instead it's like, no, but what if this comes in? What if nothing? You know what I'm saying? Like you're trying to create scenarios. It's the same thing with a relationship. We like, well, what if like this girl comes? It's like, but that's not happening. Why do you want to see a scenario that doesn't happen? And this is what they're pushing. They're pushing this so we can have these type of conversations, like psychology, but in reality, like, do you really care? No. Do you really care? Like, is this something that you're talking about while you're on the dating app? No. Are y'all eating and talking about this? No. So now you care about some shit that is totally irrelevant to what you care about, and then you want to tell me that it's just a conversation? No, we don't. That's where you start to lose the value of what you guys have by putting politics on top of what you want to talk about.
Real quick.
Because
one more response, and then 2 more responses, and then we're gonna move on.
Because we ain't supposed to care what go on in everybody else's bed anyway.
You're right. Real quick though, I will say this. So
last response.
Yeah, to caveat what you said about living on that part of the country though. Talking to him. Hey, it's me. To caveat what you're saying about living in that part of the country though. I played college football in West Virginia, right? And that world is different. So I do think sometimes, in some cases, depending on how extreme it is important to push that, because it's important to get into people's heads at times that, first of all, if you feel this way, you're not alone. It's important to accept that around, and this is the same parallel with, honestly, and I hate saying this, but like black people out there as well. We're here, we're around. Like, get hip. So it's important for that. But in your defense, it does get a little much when they really force it, because people like us, we don't give a fuck. I don't care. No one in the room cares, right? Like, I'm sorry. No, I'm saying like we don't care like what you do. Liar. Just don't fuck with my money. Don't fuck with my time, dude. Like, do your thing. I'll treat you however you want to be treated. Like, I don't care. But I think that Disney agenda is more like to normalize it. You know what I mean? Like, that's cool with me. Like, I
normalize now. Like, my daughter has a brother that's 12. She's like, yeah, my brother's bisexual. She's
cool.
9. And I'm like, damn, she identified him as being bisexual at 9? That's because of the shows that she be watching and stuff that she.
And who's to say that later on in life they change their mind? Right? Let kids be kids then.
Okay, changing gears though. Who here identifies as an artist? Raise your hand, please.
Huh? What was the question?
Wait, what was the question?
Yeah, who identifies as an artist? Just raise your hand.
I make art with blood.
You make art with blood? Who the fuck said who just said that? Okay, now let me ask you. Now let me ask you this question: does art lack value if the artist hasn't faced pain or suffering? Yes. You said yes? You said yes? But you said no.
bro, first of all, first of all, think about blues. Think about how blues was made. Think about how jazz was made. This was the 1920s, 1930s. Black people, we didn't have anything, right? And especially in America, we came out. Nah, stop it, chill. But we were literally coming out of slavery, and still, like, Jim Crow laws was still, like, in effect, keeping black people from, experiencing different types of, like, avenues of finance and whatnot. So, that being said, right, we literally, it's just something that's within our culture where we create something out of nothing. Even if you go to Africa, they still continue the traditions of dancing. They still continue the traditions of spiritual, like voodoo and all of these. These are all things that have been here. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, unfortunately, like, there are, external factors like the music industry, right, that has capitalized off of our pain, capitalized off of black, artistry and music, because that's where it all comes from. Even gospel, that's from the soul, that's from us. You know what I'm saying? Like, and even like Afro beats, just the movements, like the way the instruments, like it creates like a vibration. So that to say like that, it's just like it's banal to me. But I don't know. What? Who said that? Well, if you were done, I just want to say.
Yeah. You have something to say? Yeah, I don't think there's any way that you can have any type of happiness without pain. Period. Because happiness is basically a way to deal with the pain. So, I mean, it's kind of a weird question. I don't know anybody who can like paint art and just be like, "Oh, I'm happy as shit." You know what I'm saying? Like, or perform art, or.
I was going to mention shows.
I mean, and it kind of varies even what type of art you're talking about, but there basically can be no happiness without pain, and that's just like the joy, even being able to have that different vibration on the other side of the scale.
I just started listening to Tupac again. So, yeah, Thug Life. Yeah, sometimes you just get in the mood, you know what I'm saying? You listen to a certain artist and shit. So I started listening to Tupac again, right? And I'm just like, damn, dog. There's so much pain in his music. It's like a wounded animal trying to plead to humanity. Like, please, like, not spare me, but like have some humanity, you know what I'm saying? And like, I feel personally, one of the reasons why Tupac was so big is because he spoke to everyone's pain, particularly black folks. Because we would listen to Tupac and be like, yo, that's exactly how I be feeling, dog. Like, he said it better than I could. And
but he's also controversial, though. Very controversial.
That's true. But to what Shai was saying about children, like
controversy sells.
But like what Shai was saying about a child, if a child paints a picture of a beautiful sunset, it's still beautiful, right? It speaks to a certain part of you. But as adults going through life and all this shit we experience, Tupac's art speaks to us a little more because of the pain connected to that. Now, does that mean Tupac's art is more valuable than a beautiful, feel-good piece of music or something? I wouldn't say it is, but when somebody like Tupac goes down in history, that speaks volumes.
So are you a yes or you or no? Does art lack value if the artist hasn't faced pain or suffering? Yes or no?
No. You said does art lack value?
But that question speaks like that question asks. No. That question asks another question of what is value in art. Is it emotion? Is it pain? Or is it the idea behind the art? Or is it aesthetic? Because it could just be aesthetic. This shit just looks nice to me. Something about the harmony of the colors just speaks to me. It could just be aesthetic.
Let me get a raise of hands. Who says yes? Does art lack value if the artist hasn't faced pain or suffering? Who says yes? And who says no? Raise your hand.
I say no.
V, I want to hear it.
I got a good one.
Now that's the next question. No. But for y'all to say yes means that you have no love or appreciation or admiration for love songs.
That's a fact. Yes.
I mean, are we forgetting about love songs? No. I didn't say heartbroken. I said love songs. I'm in love. Whether it's for a spouse or whether it's for your children, because there's lots of love songs that on the low, the artist was talking about their children. You know what I'm saying? No, but these songs move you, and it's not about I'm so sad, I'm so depressed, and I can relate. You love it because you're happy, and when you're in love, you listen to it over and over and over and over. And when you want to feel good, on your way to work, you're not necessarily playing the sad song, unless you're sad and you just broke up with somebody and you want to drown in your misery. But when you're happy, you want to stay happy. When you're cleaning, you want to be happy. And you play Marvin Gaye, you play Stevie Wonder, and you play Mary J. Blige, and you play Whitney Houston, and you play
Mary J. went through
make
pain.
you feel good.
Whitney Houston went through pain.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the feel good songs.
Right, but you can't always feel good all the time.
Why not?
You can, but
I want to feel good all the time.
But we can, but we all experience variations.
But we
of
live
pain.
in a shitty world. That's why we play music to feel good all the time.
Exactly.
We already reminded when we wake up in the traffic and we going to work. And we, you know what I'm saying? So for me, I play the music when I want to feel happy. I don't want to feel miserable. You know, the only time I want to hear a sad song when I'm already sad.
You're not feeling
and
the
I
pain
want to
that
just
you're
like
even in
loathe
right
in
now.
my sadness. You know what I mean? But eventually, I need to get up out of that shit and play
Of course,
happy,
but you gotta get out. Do you not
inspirational
hear?
music.
Are you hearing the part where you're saying
We can't
saying
do back
the
and forth.
same thing?
Sapphire. Yeah, I know. I love it. I love it too. But we have other people want to speak. Anna, can you give me?
Well,
the mic for a while. We're talking about Anna, right? Yeah, Anna.
So, all I'm, you know, I mean, art comes. I mean, whether I have a shitty life and my art comes from all kinds of experiences that we all live through, whether it's happy or sad or, you know, filled with all kinds of shit. So, you know, I'm not saying that. I guess what I'm saying is that people's lives are filled with different experiences. And not everybody's life is going to be happy, and not everybody goes through shit. So art comes from that, and the more experience you have, the better art you make. Now, also about Tupac, you know, he was a really good artist. So there's some artists out there that aren't as good, not very good. They may have experience in their life, but they may not move you very much. So, you know, there's levels of art too. I don't know what I'm talking about.
So wait. So wait, Anna, you gotta give me a yes or no before you give it to V.
Charles.
Oh wait. V was right there. Then give it to Charles.
Charles, step in because the cord is.
Oh, sorry. So I just want to say that the question is kind of loaded.
Hell yeah, it's loaded.
And I think that it kind of is a stupid question. I think art has value on different levels for different people, and that's okay. I don't think that we should prioritize monetizing a trauma culture. I think that artists take risk with sharing our trauma, but we as humans should not monetize that trauma and that suffering and be like, oh, that's great art.
But it makes money.
But it makes money, and I think that that's where the question is loaded. And I think that artists understand that in a way that sucks, which is why the question is stupid.
Well, the question's not stupid because wait. Oh, give it to V. The question's not stupid because also too, when people make art that's like truly out of the pain, sometimes they feel like they make their best work. You know what I mean? Sometimes they can get into a zone that they can never go into if they never experienced it. But V, give me
That's work for you, but how about for somebody else?
I'm just saying,
Like
some people.
sneakers,
That's why I said some.
Sneakers look great art. For me, for me, I love sneakers. So, like a pair of Jordans could be the best thing in the world. But to you or somebody else, they might not care about the shoe at all. You feel me? So you can't really value art because to each his own. You feel me? If that makes any sense.
But if you were to say that same thing, right? Jordans are so expensive because Jordan himself went through pain and suffering to become the best fucking basketball player ever.
Oh, okay,
right?
but
Blood, sweat, and tears went into those fucking shoes.
Okay,
right?
that is okay. So to me, yes. But how about to you or somebody else?
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. So it's like you can't value art in that sense. Art,
Wait, you gotta take the mic, bro.
Art can never. You can't value art.
Yo.
Playing the sport that he loves.
Yo.
I feel like.
He didn't even make the sneaker himself.
Let's go.
But Jordan didn't even make the sneaker, to be honest. He did not make the sneaker at all.
But he's a brand.
But he was just
hold up.
there smiling. He didn't make. It's insane, but he didn't actually color the sneakers at all.
But check it out. Like, people don't buy art because it's like amazing. People buy art because of the brand.
Look at the person.
Like,
I mean,
the
can I hold on, can I say something real quick?
who's that? It was
Right here.
Where am I?
Right here.
Oh shit! Oh my bad.
What up? I mean, it's a loaded question, but I think we as people in society, we are attracted and gravitate to like drama, even to death, life. I mean, I'll give you the best example is this. We had a show called The Fresh Prince, and it was like the best comedy show that ever happened in history. 30 years later, we got a new Fresh Prince, and it's all full of trauma and drama and all this chaos, and it was probably one of the highest rated shows. Is that art? It's art, but it shows you that we are in love with drama and trauma. Even with death, you know, the perfect example is like when somebody dies, we love them as a person, but then once they die, their life just elevates. Nipsey Hussle, the perfect example I could give you. You know, with Nipsey, even Takeoff, but with Nipsey, I remember he wasn't getting no play on the radio station. He dies, all of a sudden I'm hearing him on the radio station on a regular basis. You know what I mean? Even with Pac, when Pac, he was hot, but once he died, he was just like, legend. He was legend. So we as people, we love trauma, we love drama. That is to evaluate the situation. It's a catch-22, but I think we as people, I mean, somebody here mentioned Mary J. Blige. We loved My Life. My Life was like the classic album because she was talking about her pain, her trauma, all this other stuff. Then 3 albums later, she fell in love, and it was like, we like her, but you know, then she got her heart broken. Yo, that album's gonna be fire. That album's gonna be like, yo.
The same thing with Summer Walker.
He took her for half. Oh, that album, she gonna talk that shit. Yeah, she gonna talk that shit.
But wait,
so we
hold up.
gravitate towards trauma.
But hold up, wait. So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
So why do you think that's the case? Do you think that's because of the music industry, how they have the death clause?
That's society. That's just we as a people. It's society. Now, don't get it twisted. The label will make money out of it and be like, you know, they know death sells. They could go back from before even Pac, John Lennon, Elvis, Otis Redding. They know once they die, they're out of here with their records and they're about to get real money. So we live in a capitalist country. So once, you know, they see money out of that, especially with death, we're gonna take it and run with Amy Winehouse, another perfect example. She died, we loved her, but once she was her next album went double platinum with her Positivist.
Yeah, Pop
Smoke. I mean, the list goes on and on and on.
Shit.
So we as people, we love, and it sucks that it comes from a black community. We need to stop with like falling in love with trauma and death because, you know, we need to celebrate more life. We need to love that person when they're alive and they put in them records. Help them go platinum before they die.
I was gonna say,
I think that there's a value in expression. Any way that you express is valuable, and that is art. We as beings, we're art. Black people, people of color, we're art. And I'm gonna take it to another level. White culture can do whatever shit they want to make, and it's art to them. So for us, we have this narrative that we have to go through so much pain to create art and make it valuable. And so I feel like, yes, you can have it because pain is part of the spectrum of joy, but if we're talking about just expressing art, then it's art. It's always valuable because you're releasing, you're expressing, you're creating. And I feel like we as black people, we struggle, we as people of color, we really struggle to just put value on just taking the effort to express. And that in itself can be joyful. And I think that's enough. But to disregard the fact that we are existing through a pain of racial issues, of earthly issues that are beyond our spiritual experience, then we're ignoring that our art is a true value just by existing and how we express. If that makes sense. Your expression is art and it's joyful and it's valuable.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think we personally like trauma, not us, just I think every human or whatever on this planet likes trauma because it gives you a good excuse to basically do whatever you want to do, and it's something that just us as a human race need to address and stop using it as a crutch to not elevate and move beyond. Trauma just seems to be an easy go-to for everybody, every race, every nation, and etc. That's why it's easy to do. It's always the easy way out, which is what everybody resorts to, which is why happiness is so hard to come across.
So I just want to say real quick. So I go by the name of Shay Afrique, and I'm a vocalist, I'm a singer, among many other things. But, you know, all my songs are love songs. That's what I enjoy singing about is love. How good it feels, who I'm in love with, what the situation is, and all the crazy things that go along with it. I finally got vulnerable and really made a sad song, so to speak. And I was really embarrassed to kind of show everybody. I don't want people to see me in the light of being sad and depressed or at my low in any kind of way. I'm someone who, if you see my social media, I either post about black stuff, empowerment, or save the children, and I just keep it like that. You don't know my business, I don't tell my business. If you know me personally, that's when you know my business. So even as an artist, I only want to sing about things that are happy. I only want you to know the happy side of me. You know what I mean? And, you know, talking to Shane and, you know, I'll help try to get other emotions out. Sometimes I'm just a happy-go-lucky person, but again, it's about, you know, wanting to be vulnerable and show my business to the world in that way. Yeah, I'm not getting paid to be showing y'all, telling y'all my business. You know, let me just talk about something happy and keep it cool until, yeah, I mean, maybe I'll give y'all a little taste, something happy, something sad. You know what I mean? But it literally came out freestyling while I was crying. You know what I mean? All my songs are about someone for real. Sometimes you write songs, they're about nothing. All my songs are about someone. So for you to hear a sad song, I felt like, you gonna know my business. You know I'm sad. You know I just broke up with somebody. So that sometimes people, you know, enjoy singing about happy things because they don't want you to know all that yet. That's me, personally.
I feel like the value of art, it depends on the level of how you're willing to express it. I feel like the more emotion that's behind it, the more expression, that's how the value, that's what leads to the value, as in how it makes the person feels. Because when it has so much emotion behind it and so much meaning, like sometimes people actually feel that like it's invisible, but it's there still because it lingers in your art. It lingers into anything you do. So I feel like also art is like a form of expressing pain, which is like different from many other emotions. Like happiness just happens in the moment and we accept it and we let it in. But pain, sometimes it lingers and it becomes this potential energy, I feel. And when we put that into our work, even though if we're speaking about happy things or sad things, like that pain, that potential energy is still there and it just amplifies anything you do. Yeah, that's all.
We said,
and I feel like the world needs more love music. It's too much. This bitch did this. This nigga ain't shit. I mean, we need to come back with the love music for real.
Okay, well, 1 second. We have to. You said you had something to say, and then we got Alan after.
It was just a quick question on that. It's gonna reach. Yeah, when you did that joint, that it was about depression. Is it one of those things you didn't want to do it because you felt vulnerable and you didn't want people to get to know your vulnerable side, or that's what it was? You didn't want to get that known. You just wanted to spread happiness of like this is when I show up and I. No, fair enough. Yeah, fair enough.
Sorry. I think no, not angry.
What y'all niggas do, bro?
I think not so much anger, just a little frustration.
Oh, yo, quiet, everybody, quiet.
I honestly feel that we've been so saturated in trauma and pain, and I think it's actually very vulnerable to come out with something happy, joyous, showing kids having a good time at the park. Like, I feel as though, like, I challenge our culture to really preach high vibration through whatever pain you've been through. I get that. I just feel as though we are so saturated in pain that when people come across someone that's joyous, genuine, honest, it's like, you're not real. I don't know. But when it comes to the art, I think when it comes back to the question, if you have pain on your art or not, it is still valuable. So I'm gonna say absolutely no. It does not need to be painful to be valuable. That's just because people are. I think we're so used to low vibrational stuff like all around us, and when we hit with high vibrational things, it's like, oh, that's boring. I don't want to entertain that. And it's like, no, like really. Imagine if our history was different. Imagine if we were taught not slavery. We were taught what happened in Kemet when we were kings and queens before this European stuff happened and all that. Our music will be very different now, and I think this conversation will be very different when it comes to pain and trauma, and that's all I got to say. Can I say something?
We have a.
Can I say something?
Yep, go ahead. And then we have one more person after this.
So I'm a DJ, right?
Lego.
And I'm really into high vibrational music. So I really I'm sorry, it's a lot of energy in here, and I get nervous because I've been detoxed. It's just I've been detoxing, and I just feel a lot of people's energy in here. So just bear with me. And I love music. It tells stories, and you gotta understand, and you gotta overstand that it's very powerful. You understand? So I really had to sit back. I literally had to sit back, and I had to reevaluate what I'm doing because I have creativity in me, and I have so much expressing inside me that I want to express. So you gotta understand, it's all about frequency and vibrations and creativity. So when there's so much trauma going down in the world, the 3D world, you want to get out of that? Create that. You understand? You have I'm getting passionate now a little bit. Just understand. Everybody in this room, you have power. And it's all within you. You understand?
Real talk.
So you gotta know, as above, as below, as within, as without. That's how it goes.
Truth.
It's spirit work. So when you're really grounded and rooted, and you sit back, because I've been in some dark places. I know everybody been in some dark places.
Facts.
You understand? So if you really want to get grounded and rooted and understand what your creativity and your purpose and your mission on this earth, you'll understand that we have to elevate. Well, I don't know about no disrespect, brother.
Yo.
No disrespect, brother. You know. That's all I'm saying is that it's spirit work. You know, and you gotta take your time. It's about patience. It really is. So I had to step back, and I'm still doing my DJ work. I haven't expressed that I expressed it a little bit, but y'all really don't know me. My name is DJ High Frequency. I want people to elevate and understand. No, but I want you to, and I'm not trying to get off track. I know you know what I'm saying? I don't really do this. I don't speak out. But the energy is so powerful in here. And I have to share it because Spirit's telling me, share your message. Hey, I'm like, okay, Spirit, I'll share.
Hey.
You know? And I'm not trying to cut you off, brother. I know you want to talk. I you know what I'm saying?
No, do you?
Much gratitude. So you got to understand that everybody has a power in here. You just got to activate it. You have to, you know? I'm in detox. It's like the 24th day for me. I'm doing a 30-day detox for me.
Hey,
you know,
congrats.
and
Congrats.
And don't get me wrong. I'm not saying everybody has to do it. You know what I'm saying? It's just everybody has their own calling. Everybody on this earth has a mission. You have a purpose. So you have to really evaluate yourself. And it's not just to be like, oh, let me check my clothes. I don't give a damn about that. Check yourself internally. Because when you check yourself internally and you master that, watch how it blossom externally. Whoa.
Yo.
Just saying. Peace and gratitude, y'all.
Peace.
Actually, you gonna end it with that? I was gonna end it with what? First of all, this nigga lying. They give TED Talks. They lying as fuck. That nigga gives TED Talks. Yo, we know you give TED Talks.
What's there to say after that?
It's on the music.
We need some more chairs. This is the next question. And we're changing gears. Is it true that if you live in America that you have no excuses? If immigrants can come over here and be successful, why can't you?
Nope, no excuses.
Again, I'm gonna repeat it.
I just want to say we're like changing like topics at breakneck speeds, bro. Like,
That's how we do it.
We were.
If we're asking another question, can we like stay somewhat?
I think it's a good question.
You think it was a good? Let's raise hands.
Let's go there. Let's go there.
I think we dropped the mic on that one, honestly. So.
Drop the mic. You put a TNT in that motherfucker. July 4th in that bitch. I'm not even.
Oh, we're good. Oh. Again, that question was, is it true that if you live in America, you have no excuses? If immigrants can come over here and be successful, why can't you? Do you have agreements or disagreements with that?
Agree. No,
I don't agree. You say you don't agree? Yo, all right, you trying to get in? I'm looking at you. Yo, let's go. RMA, yo, actually,
I'll go. If nobody, I'll go.
no, we want RMA to talk. Yo, Alan,
Yeah. Wait. Oh.
red jacket, red shoes, red jacket.
Yeah. In case y'all haven't noticed, move up. Coed's kind of.
Cool. Oh yeah, give it that one. Give it that one. How long you been here? 5 years?
Hi everyone, my name is Armaya. I'm from Indonesia. I've been here for 5 years in America. To answer that question, I think based on what I'm from, I think there's no excuses to be successful, and it's a general question, a general fact. If you want to be a successful person, then you have to work for it. You have to put an effort into it. So there is no excuses to be lazy, procrastination. It depends on your choices. So if you want to be successful, you work for it. If you don't want to be successful, then don't do anything about it. But if you don't get the result that you want, then just don't blame anyone. It's just on you. It depends on you. When I was in Indonesia, everything was very easy. You know, I work in the government, everything is there. And if you're not working hard, then you still have your parents, maybe your brother, your family who help you. But me as a person who came from Indonesia, who have no one here, then for me there's no excuses. And to see everybody, like time is ticking so fast, you know, you get paid by hourly, something like that, then you have to just like adjust your time, adjust yourself to be the time, to beat everybody. You know, you just need to like be fast as possible to get what you want to be. Thank you.
So who's going?
I agree. No, I don't agree at all, honestly, because not everybody gets put in places where they can succeed. Like you can literally come to America and not have anything at all. Like it's really hard to succeed in America, honestly, because there's so many variables. You feel me? Like the hood is right there. You can really, I don't know. It's not a better in my head, honestly, but
it's a pressure.
But I just say nah, because there's so many different experiences, honestly.
I mean, I don't want to speak for you, but I mean, I'll piggyback off him. I think what he's trying to say is there's different valuables in the U.S., but I wanted to say all immigrants ain't equal either. Okay? Because you could come from Africa, you could come from China, you can come from Iran, you can come from Paris, and you will not get the same equal opportunity to succeed here. Depending on where you land in Atlanta, you land in Boston, you land in Jersey, what you landing in? Some hick town somewhere in North Carolina, you know, what color's your skin? That changes the game. You could come here from Europe yesterday, don't know no English, and might get a better loan and a better home mortgage and all these resources than me, just because you're a different skin color, regardless of where you came from. So let's just be clear about the disparities between male and female and countries and continents and nationalities and religions and all these things. Who America wants here, you're gonna welcome them in with a red carpet. Who you don't want here, you're gonna make it very difficult, and their family. The second thing is, like, you know, the greatest place in the world. Then you have impoverished American-born citizens who, you know, wealth is just out your reach, even though you see it right across the street, you know? So it's different. It's different. Now, when you grow up poor, like I did, you may not have all the opportunities when everybody's poor. No one's educated. I got off the back of my mama because she was the first one that went to college, so I followed her footsteps. As for the rest of my family, they're still struggling, still figuring it out. And the only difference between us is education. My grandmother had money just for my mother to go to college, and it showed in me. You understand? So there's different stories and there's different variables here. I can't compare, but I will say that if I was born in, let's say, Ghana or Cameroon, from which my ancestry comes from, I'm pretty sure I would be a little bit more hardworking than the Siobhan I here right now, a little bit more determined because of where I was. You know what I'm saying? Now, the last piece I will say is too, oppression. You keep people below the bottom. You keep them there. I can try as hard as I want, me and my whole family. But how oppression works is you keep me down there. Okay? By giving me less pay, by giving me all the shitty schools in my community, okay? By having the police here ready to kick my ass if I do anything small, okay? By giving me long sentences by the time my daddy do come out. You know what I'm trying to say? There's so many things involved. Don't forget, especially when you're not from here, it's so easy to say these lazy Americans, look what I did. You know, if you had the opportunity I have, you would understand me.
Yo, this country,
And then you go, and then
this country was built on slave labor. Black people came here from Africa and built this country for free, against our will. And what happened after that? Many people from Europe came and migrated. Why? Because across the ocean, they saw it was popping. They got money over there in America. It's going down in America. Yo, let's go over there and get some of that money. Why was it popping in America? America had a thriving economy because they had a free work source. Everything was built for free. America is popping because of black labor. That's it. So when you have these other immigrants come in, what a lot of people don't know is what Shai mentioned earlier, is a lot of these other immigrant groups, they get a lot of like tax subsidization, or they get checks, they get all kinds of shit from the government. Oh, you're not from out here? Oh, no doubt. We'll help you. Da, da, da. And people come into our community, set up shop, and get our money, and they look at us like, how come y'all ain't da 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 da? We pay for their kids to go through school, and they look at us like well, how come y'all can't get right? When, again, Shai mentioned earlier about y'all don't know how whenever we try to do something, the government actively tries to come in and stop that progress. They have even admitted that they killed Martin Luther King. They admitted this. They admitted to filling our communities with drugs, heroin, crack, all of that stuff. So when other immigrants come over and they're like, yo, how come these black people, they've been here for so long, how come they can't, da, da, da? First of all, you're only here because of black people, that's number one. Number two, y'all don't understand the type of stuff that we have to go through every single day. And not only that, when people come from different countries, y'all come franchised because y'all come from a different country. Black people, we are disenfranchised. So when we get abused here in this country, there's no country to help you. There's no lifeline we can get. A lot of people don't know that when European immigrants came here, they were discriminated against. Italian immigrants were lynched in New York. A lot of people don't know that.
Correct.
But what happened was Italy hit up America and yo, we heard that y'all are fucking with our people. What's good with that? And America, I be like, yo, my fault be, and they pay them reparations to the family. But when we get shot in the street, who calls America like, yo, y'all are wildin', y'all better chill? Who calls America? Jay-Z.
Hey,
but in short, I don't want to rant, but in short, immigrants who come over here, they get a leg up. Yeah. Red jacket.
All right. Hold up, nigga, next have her.
I just want to add, what's your name again? Shang. So I totally agree with you, and I might not know America as you are, but I think successful, it depends on how you define successful. It's not only about money. It's not only about, financial things, house, how many cars do you have? No. To me, successful is very varied. I am the youngest child in my family. I grew up poor, very, very poor, but I helped my mom, my parents, and right now I am the only one who has been supporting my family since I was 15. And to me, that's like my successful. To me, it's like very successful because some of my families who have a lot of money, they don't even help their parents. So that's like my success to me. And again, what you're saying, we have different opportunities because of the systems. It sucks, but think about you have kids, right? And then to you, maybe if you want to just make your kids happy, then you are a successful dad. So it just depends how you define success. Thank you.
All right, hold on.
Real quick, I'm gonna try to get this out as fast as I can, as efficiently as I can, because the overall question about that came up is being American or being from America give you no excuse, right? And the way I see it is there's a difference between excuses and reasons, right? I'm not gonna make. I'm a person who just hates excuses regardless. That's how I was raised. Fuck that, right? But there's a reason why the black community is the way it is. Not just. I'm trying to. I have so much of my thoughts, right? It's just a true fact, right? There's redlining that prevented just family wealth. You couldn't own property, so now we have to fend for ourselves. We have to rob whoever the fuck we gotta rob to eat the next day, right? Like that shit is just embedded, right? Now, that being said, being in America, there are ways out, right? It's just up to the success. I'm talking strictly the black community, I guess, right? Because I guess this is the path we're going down. But the successful black men and women in America, it's up to them to come back with their wealth and not just give money. Don't give me fucking money. Give me the knowledge I need to get out of this. This is why like the LeBron James I Promise School was the best thing that can ever happen. Because like he came back and said, all right, you graduate from here, you get the free scholarship to University of Akron. Like that's your leg up. More people do that shit. That's leaps and bounds beyond like giving us a leg like forward, right? And kind of to say what you said, which is the hard thing about that is they will try, and you said it as well, they will try to do something to stop that, right? But, and this is kind of touchy, this is why like the whole thing about the Jewish community is brought up. That's kind of what they did, right? They were oppressed, and then they said, you know what, fuck everybody else. Let's get in our own thing, and we buy each other's shit, we trade each other's shit. Everybody in the outside world, do your thing, cool, whatever. But let's grow as our communities. And that's, am I on? And that's kind of how like it works, right? Like I'll make it work. I don't care how hard it is, but I'm going to teach somebody after I make it how the steps you got to take. That's that's the most important thing. Education is like the end of it all, not just like fucking the Pythagorean theorem. It's more like financial literacy. Like teach the black community that or anybody in that. So, and also, sorry to the end of it. Who here is African? Okay, cool. So when I went to school, went to college, right? Almost every African student was in a doctoral program or wanted to be in a doctoral program. I guess that's just how their parents set it up. But like a lot of them think that, the African American community is, like, what are you guys doing? That's what they think. Why aren't you guys going to a doctoral program, right? But it's because they're not given those resources, they're taught that they can do it. If you're told at a young age, hey, this is it. This is it for you. Then it's hard to get out of that. That's kind of it. I mean, I try to organize these shit as much as I can.
Yep. Can I get next after him?
I ain't gonna mention Jews and whatnot and get us canceled, but
I was just gonna say, I feel like it's just all of a mindset thing. I feel like a lot of black people, they're okay with like, for example, like I grew up in affordable housing. So I feel like some people trap themselves in that specific bubble and don't ever wanna like, because they have so much help, they don't ever wanna see what's outside of their own perspective bubble, So I feel like, for me, I'm African, I'm Nigerian. And my parents, my parents came here to give me the opportunity. So I already had a background, I had a foundation. Like they know what life was like back there in Nigeria. So when I came here, I already know, I gotta grind. And I'm seeing a lot of my peers that are just black, because I remember I grew up out here, people were calling me African booty scratcher. Yeah, kude kente. Yeah. But just off the but it was never about what I represent, like what I look like. It was never really about that. It was my nationality. You feel me? I was African. They're like, oh, he's African booty scratcher. Your culture, you know what I'm saying? So I just feel like, personally, I feel like it's a mindset, and when you grow out of that mindset and realize that there's more opportunity for here, like it's not based on the past. The past already happened. It's about moving forward. It's about elevation. Like Nipsey always preached vertical integration, you know? So it's all about that mindset and just tapping into that mindset and that frequency.
Don't know nothing about that. It's very easy to look at black people like, what the fuck is wrong with them? Because you don't understand the mindset that has been implanted into us. But whoever's there, you want to go next?
Yeah. I appreciate this space. This conversation is healing. And thank you for your message, especially. I think about two things when I think about this question to add to it. When it comes to immigrants, one of the things that I kind of admire as an African-American black person from the South, Geechee heritage, is how in some of immigrant communities, they have systems set up that our ancestors had set up around taking care of one another, right? And it's how they're saying reframing success. So it's like, you know, I'm using my money to help make sure that when you come to this country, you can buy a house, but your obligation is to give your money to the next group of folks that are coming over, right? And when I think about the Underground Railroad, that's exactly what we did with nothing, right? Like we were so concerned with not necessarily the Western idea of success, but like waking up tomorrow and that being a successful feat that we were like, yo, you don't have any clothes? All right, let me give you some clothes. You don't have any food? I'm cooking enough for everybody to eat. And I think that we can get back to a culture of that being successful and it being a way that it'll step us to Western success, whether it be by creating an app, by creating a business that's just a show company, right? You know, like all these ways to use the system in ways that, you know, this country was founded on a system that can be used, right? So when we're thinking about success, and this is one thing that may get missed in translation, is it's not like you play by the system, you do good by the rules, you're successful. Like, no, it's like, you know how to push the system against and you can get your people through the door, right? And unfortunately, like how my brother was saying, like we're in conditions, we're in an environment where we're still in warfare. We're still in PTSD. Waking up tomorrow is my success story. If we're blessed enough to get to the Western mindset of like, yo, like how can we create a shell company where we don't even have to do nothing but show up once a month, have a board of directors, and we're making millions of dollars. Yeah, we deserve that too, but I don't think that the two of them necessarily define, you know, how we work, you know, and that's the other thing. Work is not always success. I think we got to get out of that mindset.
Yeah. Hold on, real quick. Told me, you know, one, life's not fair. Get used to it. I'm gonna use a lot of hip hop analogies out here, so I hope y'all could get me where I'm going with this. So one, life's not fair. Get used to it. Two, life's a bitch and you're gonna fucking die. So you gotta go and try to learn how to infiltrate the system, no matter how you can do it. And one thing, and the third thing my mom told me was that this world don't owe you shit. It don't owe you a goddamn thing. This world, especially in this country, it's the country of opportunities. You get it by any means necessary. As long as you're not killing anybody, harming anybody, robbing anybody, and doing something deceitful, you could get it. You know, with me, I'm first generation, so my family, they had to leave a regime. So they literally left another country to come here to try to better their life and try to give me a better opportunity. So, they, you know, and me being black in America.
Wait, what country are you from?
Cubano, Cuban.
Cuba. Oh, okay.
Cuban.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Now I see it. Right. Gracias. So, you know, we had to learn different things. So as much they're saying like, you know, immigrants had to go to this and the third, which is true to an extent, but my family had to go to two different things, which is, you know, learn another language, learn a different culture, and learn how to navigate how to be black in America. Because they didn't know how to learn, they didn't know how to learn speak English, so they had to go through that other nonsense. So at the end of the day, they were still getting pulled over by the police, they were still dealing with racism, and they had to learn the little English that they did to navigate towards that system. Mind you, they sacrificed everything to leave that country, and to this day, they still haven't gone back. So to this day, I still haven't met my cousins, aunties, uncles. There's a lot I'm still missing out of that.